Hello and welcome to the Persuasion Lab. I am Katherine Hoffman. I am part of the team over here. I am often behind the scenes, and today I am right on the scene. And what I'm going to do today is walk you through how to use one of the really most important tools that's available to you in the Persuasion Lab. Before I get into that though, I want to orient you really quickly to what this screen is. This is the dashboard. This is what you will see when you log into your Persuasion Lab membership account. So you have your strategic tools, your tactical tools, and your operational tools. And we're working on building up a library of all of these different kinds of tools so you'll be able to understand what's in all of them. Today, however, what I want to do is walk you through right here, these deal points. You can see in parentheses here, it says premium. That means that unless you're a premium or a premium plus subscriber, you will not have access to this tool. So if you're a freemium member, you can see this on your menu. It's probably grayed out, but you'll be able to see it. You won't be able to get access to it. Luckily, it's very simple to upgrade your membership. And this is a tool that's really useful for everyone. There are all kinds of different things included in here that aren't just for business, and also there are many things included in here that are ideal for business. Before we jump in and take a look at it though, I do want to let you know I did a previous video a few weeks ago about the strategic plan assessment. Knowing how to make a strategic plan assessment will help set you up for success if you're using the deal points. So you're going to want to go back and take a look at that video if you're not quite sure how to use that tool yet, because it will feed directly into how to use the deal points, effectively and efficiently. So let's take a look and see what's in here. So if you click on deal points here, what will end up coming up is a list, right? And this looks very similar to the dashboard that's available for the deal assessment. And essentially what you have, just to outline what's here, is a list of deal points that's below. You can also see them by project, right? And it says you can create a new project here, which I did not intend to click on, but you can see that here. So what you can end up doing is we'll put deal points example, so you'll know how to do this. We'll say our negotiation date is at the end of the month, right on Halloween, on a Sunday. Add project, you'll click here at the bottom, and then this is what comes up, right? And so for deal points, what you'll do is, you can see up here, I scroll down too quickly. You can do an assessment, and that's what I walked through in the last video, is how to assess where you're at, where you need to be, where you need to allocate your time in preparing for that negotiation. Remember, about 80% of your time in a negotiation needs to be spent on preparation, on getting ready for it, on figuring out where do you need to allocate resources, what are the pieces that you're missing, and how do you fill those gaps, right? So your assessment is going to let you know where those places are. But for deal points, if you scroll down here, what you'll see is, obviously this is a new project I just put in. It's a pretend negotiation. So I don't have any saved deal point checklists yet. And what this is, it's a checklist. Checklists are so useful and important. It's a way of systematizing how you're going into a negotiation, systematizing what needs to be in a contract, so you're not missing anything, right? You don't have stickies all over the place that are going to fall off the wall that you'll forget about and then realize down the line, oh shoot, that was a really expensive mistake that I made. I really needed to include that at the beginning. No, instead, you use your deal points and you know it's preventive. You're saving yourself money, you're saving yourself time, you're saving yourself energy. So let's do a little dummy one here as an example so you can see what it looks like. And it has instructions here for you if you're going in and playing with this on your own. You don't need me to sit here and explain it to you. It says, select from the list below the contract type. So what you're gonna see is this drop-down list will show up, right? And there's so many options. Any kind of contract, pretty much. I shouldn't say that because certainly someone will come up with something that's not here, and if so, let us know so that we can include it for you. But you'll see everything is here. Everything that you might need. So, services, there's real estate, promissory notes, patent assessments, patent assignment, licensing, non-disclosure agreements, formation if you're starting a new company, employment, equipment leases, bills of sale, you know, software, licensing, warranties. My face is over this so you can't see all of it, but you get the point. Anything that you could want or need is in here. Now, something that is super common that we all should have is an advanced health directive. So as an example, let's just go through this and see what it looks like. So what you'll do is you'll click on that, contract type, advanced health directive, and then we'll generate that checklist. Checklists are, there's really good research about their utility even in operating rooms where the stakes are really super high. And so if you think like something as simple as a checklist can really impact outcomes at that level where the stakes are so high, right? Life or death potentially, you're not going to lose out by using one. And so what we see come up here is a checklist. So as you scroll down, what you'll see, well, first you'll see your checklist has been generated. You can fill in your responses and save the list. Awesome. And as you scroll down, what you'll find is that here, this furthest, I guess it's to the left column says clause. And then you'll see as we go down all the different types of clauses that should be in this type of document, right? So your advanced health directive. And then risk. And this is for you to assess what's the risk level, or do you have this? Do you feel comfortable with what you already have? Are you confident in that clause that's already in the contract? Have you had somebody look over it? Do you know what's supposed to be there? And then function / ideal, other things that you need to include. Maybe it's not just the clause. Maybe you need attachments, exhibits, schedules, you know, or, you know, in the case of confidentiality, who needs to not know, for whose confidentiality is being protected in this agreement. And so you can see for all these different things, there are different functions, ideals of them. And so that's what's explained in this column. If you have a reference already in your contract, or if you're going through your contract and using this as a double check, this box is where you can put in where that thing is in your contract or your document. So in this case, the first thing is attachments, exhibits, and schedules. You can write in, you know, Schedule A, et cetera, or a page number, or if there's a specific reference number, whatever applies to your document is what should go in here. And then finally, notes. What are the notes that you need to make? Are there things that you need to go back and check in on, right? Maybe there's an attachment or an exhibit that you need, but you're waiting for somebody to draft for you. That would be a really good thing to put in your notes section to let you know, oh, hey, I need to go back and check on this thing. So what you would do essentially is go through, mark out everything that you needed to mark, right? So maybe if you're really good about confidentiality, you have, you need to get everybody to sign it, so that's a red. We'll just say, I'm just going to do this as a dummy thing. Making sure your headings and titles are consistent is simple but important. You know, introduction, life support, there are different specific things that would go in here that you would need to check with your attorney and probably your physician to make sure are included correctly. You know, are you a registered organ donor, medical consult, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll just go through and mark a few of these. And maybe we'll make a note. And so you'll see like these are all very specific to medical care. So what you may or may not receive if you are in fact incapacitated. Is there a registration that's required? Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Reservation of rights. Enforceability. Yes, this is absolutely enforceable. Is there a signature block? Statement of agreement. Okay, so maybe this will be a good one. We can put a note in here. Successors and heirs. Maybe say yellow. Need to talk with Betty about succession. Maybe Betty is a family member, maybe she's your lawyer, whatever it might be. And so we'll just go through witnesses. Maybe this is a yellow. Need to schedule for notary and appropriate witnesses, right? So you can see there, we've put in just a few notes, but you go through and click you know, all of the colors. Green is yes, feel good about it. Yellow, not so much. Red is this needs some more help and support, and we need to take a closer look at this. And then you can save your checklist. And it's going to take a second to process. And what's going to happen is you're going to get to this item count, which is 37. What helps is to not reload the page. What you're going to need to go is go back to your projects. So the way that I do this is I just take off the last part of this URL. You could also hit the back button. But you're going to have this screen come up with all of your projects. And that's a little quirk in our software that we are looking into to get fixed. But what you can then do is come back. You know that everything is saved in your current projects. Whatever you do, it does always get saved, so you don't need to worry about losing something. But what you can then do is come back to your deal points, whatever your project name was. And then as you can see here, now we have a saved deal point. Before, when we were here, there was nothing under this, but now we've done an advanced health directive checklist. So, you know, say you go through this, you've had the conversations that you've needed to have, you've talked to your lawyer, you've talked to Aunt Betty about whatever it was, and now you can click on advanced health directive and see, still here, good, maybe you go down to that note that we made, you know, that's done. So you can delete that. But maybe you still have one more conversation that you need to have. Maybe there's, you want to touch base with your medical provider, make sure that they're good with it. So you can download this as a PDF. And so what will then come up is a PDF version of your checklist. You can then take this and talk to the folks that you need to talk to. If you are like me, you like to have paper. I'm good to start something electronically, but as I'm in it and as I'm working, I really do well with having a paper that I can sort of cross things off and make notes on, and that's what this is for you. So then you can download this, print it, use it, and have other folks look at it who are qualified to help you and support you and provide their expertise as you're dealing with whatever contract or negotiation that you are dealing with. And then also you'll see you can return to project details up here, which will take you back to this screen of your project, which you've already seen. At any rate, those are the basics on the deal points assessments, the deal points checklists. If you have any questions, if there's a type of document or a type of contract that you're not seeing on this list that you need, let us know. We're happy to upgrade and add more things in as we go and as we know what folks are needing more of. So certainly, you know, don't be a stranger and don't be shy about getting in touch. And again, like I said, if you are not yet a member or if you are a freemium member, this tool will not be available to you. It is a really valuable tool. Like I said, you know, the list for everything that's included in here is substantial. I mean, landscaping services, infrastructure as a service, general services, disaster recovery, data backup, cloud computing. My goodness, if you need it, it is probably here. Also, will I saw in there if you need to put together a will. Great place to start. At any rate, there is consistently new content in the Persuasion Lab that, again, like I said, is available to members. The blog gets updated regularly, and so certainly, if you are not yet a member, come join in. If you are a member, we love having you, and let us know how we can serve you better. All right, until next time, take good care.